It's Mike at Everyday Ups and Downs again. For the last week or so, I've had the opportunity of trying the Medtronic Guardian Connect, their new standalone continuous glucose monitor. And so today I just wanted to do a quick video to show you how the insertion goes. It's time to pop another sensor in, so I thought I would just do a quick video to show you how that works with this system. So I will be using, that's an Enlite sensor. The Medtronic Guardian Connect uses the same Enlite sensors as their recent versions of pumps have also used. There's the new one press Certa, which is a slightly different to the Certa I have used previously, and there's the charger and the transmitter, which hook everything together. So let's get started. So this is the sensor packaging here. I've washed my hands before we start and just check the expiry date. That's fine there. And so now I'm just going to unpeel that. So this assembly here, there's the inserter needle, which you can just see, and then it sits on this little piece of plastic, and just at the bottom there, that's the actual sensor. The transmitter will fit onto this area here, where you can see there's two little rubber rings which provide the waterproof seal, and then there's the sticky underneath. So you put that on a flat surface like a table, and you can see on the one press Certa there's the hole, and then the needle thingy clicks down on the top like that, and then if you just put your hands on either side on these two lugs, you can pull the one press Certa away, and as you do that, it removes the protection there, and you can just see there's the inserter needle, and there's a little bit of sticky just around the inserter needle, which is the very first thing that begins to adhere it to your body when you put it on. So I'm hoping this is going to go okay, because we've only got one shot at this. So there is the preloaded one press Certa, and I find I get better results if I wear the sensors north-south rather than west-east, vertically rather than horizontally. So that's what I do, and I tend to have the transmitter at the bottom, and I try and choose a site which is got a reasonable amount of sort of flesh to it. It's not too thinly covered area where there's bones and stuff close to the surface, but it's not an area where there's going to be a lot of bending and stretching. So I do tend to use abdomen. I find that works okay for me. I know other people use tops of buttocks or lower back, but actually I use my lower back there and my sides for infusion sites. So I'm a little bit short on space. So with the one press Certa, it's already been primed, as we've seen earlier, and I'm going to choose a site over here somewhere, so a little bit fleshy like that, and I will just put the Certa on and then press the site in. And you'll hear the click when it goes in. You just leave it there for a moment or two. 3, 4, 5, and then with the old Certa, you would have to then press these again to release, but not with this magic new one. That just lifts off, as simple as that. So I left it there for a little while just to make sure this little bit of adhesive here had a chance to take, and then lifted it away, and it was as simple as that. And then you just grip the needle, and that then self removes, keeps itself all nice and clean. I'll just make sure that's bedded in there, which it is. Now this lower section here, the next thing we need to do is, and I find this quite fiddly, but there's a double over of the sort of backing material, and so what I'm trying to do is to get the bit of greaseproof, or whatever you want to call it, away. There it is. I've separated it now. Can you see that there? There's this zigzag of the backing material, which is stopping this part of the sensor adhesive from sitting down. Now you don't want to disturb this because that would spoil the sensor entirely. So this is just a little bit fiddly. There you go, that's started. I can feel it coming away. Like that. And then just gently press that down. It seems to work best with all of this sensory stuff if you don't press everything in too hard, if it's not pushed in too firmly. So that's there, and I can now attach the transmitter. So that now is the Guardian Connect transmitter. It's a slightly different transmitter to the Guardian 2 transmitter that works with sensors that link with the 640G, because it has to transmit on a different frequency in order to get to the iPhone. More on that a little later on. But this is the Guardian 2 Guardian Connect, I should say, transmitter, which is on its little charging station there, and I'll just separate that out. And then all we have to do, you can see there's a little green light that flashes on it as it gets removed, and then you just clip that in like that. Oh, do you know what I haven't done? What I haven't done is over-taped. In order to keep this as secure as I can during wear, I'm just going to put a little bit of over-taping underneath. So I suppose that would make it under-tape. But I'm just going to tape that under like that. And the tape I'm using at the moment is called Hyperfix, which was recommended by Dave Sowerby to me. Thanks, Dave. It's not the least obtrusive in wear. You can see it's kind of quite obvious, but I don't really worry about that. I did have over tape that I used before called Opsite FlexiFix, which was transparent and completely invisible. So that might be more suitable for some people. But so I've got that in there, and that's just keeping that. It's got a sort of wider surface area to keep that more firm. Now I'm just going to connect that Guardian Connect transmitter in there. It just clips in. You can hear it clicking in, and then this is the little over securing tape thing. And again, what I don't want to do is I don't want to pull that round very hard, because that effectively will pull the sensor, and it'll create leverage and it'll pull the sensor away. So I'm just going to very gently move that over the top there, and it just kind of keeps it wrapped round. It's still a little, I mean, some people might choose to wear it like that. I still find that's a little bit wibbly wobbly for my taste, so I just have another piece that I've cut already that I'm just going to stick over that way. As I say, these over tapes are not the most subtle, and you may prefer to use, well, either the Medtronic tapes, which have sort of holes in them, or a transparent film tape. I'll just fetch you one while I'm here. That's the just so you know it. That's the Medtronic style over tape, which has got that little hole in it, and you would have put that. If I were using those, I would have put one before I put the transmitter on, in that sort of a position, so that the sensor pops out of the window, and then I would have put one or two over the top once the transmitter was in place. But as I say, when I was wearing those a summer or two ago, I just found I reacted underneath them, and it made it quite itchy and uncomfortable to wear. So I've been using alternative tapes since, and I've had no bother at all. Now for the really smart bit of the Guardian Connect system, that's reading your blood glucose on your smartphone, an iPhone, iOS devices, iPhone Touch, iPod Touch, I should say, or iPhone. And I've just turned the Guardian Connect app on there, and you can see that it's already detected that there's a new sensor in town. So I just select that new sensor there and click OK. And now it's gone into its warm-up phase. Warm-up, I think, is rather quicker than it was with the Guardian 2 transmitter for the MiniMed 640G. Calibration is certainly a lot quicker. Only takes about 5 minutes for the iPhone calibrations to kick in, whereas it used to take 10 or 15 perhaps for the other ones. So we'll come back shortly, and you'll be able to see the data feeding through. So I've just had a little buzz from my pocket, and here it is on the iPhone, telling me now I need to calibrate. There's my result, so I can come over here to the app, and I just press this little blood droplet up there, and then 7.3, and press calibrate. Confirm that, and then you get a little animation. Unfortunately, it doesn't show you here, it doesn't give you any kind of timeline as to how long that calibration is going to take. But actually, it's only about 5 minutes. It's very, very quick on the phone app. And then there's a little sort of visual symbol there. The green gradually disappears as a recalibration gets closer. And as soon as it's begun calibrating, then the trace will start here. In fact, you can already see just there that little red droplet there. That's the calibration symbol on the phone display. And there you go, just a little beep from my phone just then, and there's an alert on the home screen that I've got a low predicted. Let's just start that one. There's Guardian down there, and look, there you can see there's the trace starting. And there's the little low prediction alert there, and it shows me that I'm, according to this, 6.1 and dropping. So you know, I got an audible alert, and now I can take action to avoid a little dip below 4. I've got the alerts set up under here. Where are they? There they are. There's the alert settings, and you can set, you know, whether you want alerts when you're reaching or about to reach particular high or low levels, or just when you're changing particularly quickly. I'm just going to turn that calibration reminder back on, which I turned off the other day. And there you go. So the other thing I can just show you briefly is the time before the next calibration, which I didn't find immediately. Actually, I didn't find that very intuitive. But if you go up under there, under the calibration icon, it just tells you at the top there when the calibration is next due. And when you first insert a sensor, you have to do a few calibrations in quick succession, and then after that it settles down to about once every 12 hours. And then one of the cool things about the Medtronic Guardian Connect is that when you log into to CareLink here, you can see that it's uploading automatically in the background. There's a manual upload I did with my pump just there, and then subsequent to that, Guardian Connect has been uploading in the background. And then if you go to this final tab here, this new Guardian Connect tab over there, then you can see that this is my live blood glucose reading just there on the screen. And then you can flick that back to, you know, to see how it's been going over the last kind of 12 or 24 hours. So if you gave your login details to you know, your partner, or if you were a parent of a child with diabetes, you would be able to log into their account and actually see what was happening up to the minute, which can be a really useful thing. So there you go. That's a Guardian Connect Enlite sensor sending blood glucose details to my iPhone, and also seamlessly to CareLink in the cloud. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.